Thank you.
And I was saying, I don't know whether you want to talk about that and how that came to be, but I remember me with all my Kimenyi.comness, how I just decided this is our business. I love this business. There was just, I keep telling you that there was just something that resonated with my spirit when I interacted with Emerald Studios. Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's Lifestyle Thursday, and I'm here to have an amazing conversation with somebody I called Mbaire. When I found out her name was Rachel, I was like, who is that? But I've known her for a long time, and I hope we're going to have an amazing conversation. And I just also wanted to say thank you for, there's so much reaction and engagement with Lifestyle Thursday, and so I want to say thank you. Thank you for viewing, thank you for subscribing, thank you for your comments, thank you for your feedback. We really do appreciate it. So Mbaire, welcome to Just Angie.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Who is Mbaire? Because now I heard you introducing other names. Do you know, I was almost throwing you out of a meeting. You said Rachel.
I remember.
Who is that? Honestly, I was so shocked. I was like, yeah, it's Mbaire. Because I'm so used to, I only know you as Mbaire.
True. And a lot of people know me as Mbaire. The interesting thing is that I actually got to learn that my name is Rachel when I got my first passport.
Really?
Yes.
Because everybody called you Mbaire?
Everyone called me Mbaire, and then also my other name is Mary because of my grandmother was called Mary, and I think just out of tradition and culture it was automatically assumed that it's going to be Mary Mbaire.
Yes.
Then lo and behold, the passport comes out and it has Rachel, and I remember asking my father, who is
Rachel?
So your reaction was very valid.
Oh.
And then it turned out that, so he said, go look at your birth certificate. And so I went, and it turned out that I was registered as Rachel Mbaire Waireri. But because now everything, or throughout my life, I had been known as Mary, so that had to be included in somehow. Then when I went to the US for studies, they normally align your documents with your first document, which is now in this case the passport. So it had to stick to Rachel Mbaire Waireri, and that's how I became Rachel in my adulthood. Wow. And then I've just used it mostly for my professional life because it's easier in terms of documentation. But yes, I'm still
But it's amazing. You can imagine if there was somewhere they were just announcing, like, Pastor Angie, do you know Rachel? I would have said never ever. Who is, I don't know that person. And imagine I know you, then you appear and I'm like, what?
Yes.
All this Magina ID, even M-Pesa. Sometimes I'll M-Pesa somebody.
Yes.
The name comes, I'm like, no. There's not even one name to what I know them. Who are you?
Yes.
So that's how we've gotten to know people. Yes. So I guess we'll be on a journey of getting to know you. Because I met you 10 years ago.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you honestly, she was 16.
Yes, she was.
And she had just done her IGCSEs. And I don't know where she found you, but I was amazed that she's actually instrumental in a lot of people that I meet. So she wanted to do a photo shoot because she had finished her IGCSEs.
Yes.
And for her birthday, because you did both.
Yes.
So we came to the studio to do the IGCSE graduation shoot.
Yeah.
And then you came to, I think, her dad's home for us to do the birthday shoot.
The birthday shoot. So we set up the studio.
That's how I met you. Yes. And I loved your studio.
Thank you.
And I was saying, I don't know whether you want to talk about that and how that came to be, but I remember me with all my Kimenyi.comness, how I just decided this is our business. I love this business. There was just, I keep telling you that there was just something that resonated with my spirit when I interacted with Emerald Studios.
Yes.
Honestly, it was ridiculous. I had all their numbers. I used to go in there, show people to see what, put this here. I was like, I don't even know this woman.
Yes.
But something in my spirit jumped.
Thank you.
The day I connected with your vision. So maybe you can take us through that so that then we talk about how this vision has unfolded.
Wow, okay. It was actually when I came back from the US, one of the things that I really I wanted to do in terms, how we always say, yes, there's employment, but then there's a side hustle that you'd like to be involved in. And it was the glamour shots. In the US, they call them the glamour shots. And I used to love the fact that, you just don't enter into a studio and you take a picture, but you're made up. You have the boas and you have the earrings and your hair is made up and you just look glamorous. But I always saw that to be something deeper because I think a lot of times, and especially women, we go through a lot of stuff and we absorb a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe there's never a moment in which then you can just beautify yourself. So coming back from the US, I had wanted to at least have a side hustle. And what fascinated me in the US was the glamour shots, because you go, the setup or the business model was that it's not just a studio, but it's where you get your makeup done. You are able to dress up in a, fancily or glamorously, as they'd call it. You'd have your hair done, and then you get these pictures that are taken even with a soft tone, and it just brings out the beauty or the glow in you. And that fascinated me, not only because of how fun it was, but I think as women we are, we deal with a lot, and we absorb a lot, and we rarely have time to, to see the beauty that is in ourselves. And so I just thought that would be something just wonderful to have in Kenya, whereby yes, it's a studio, you can get your passports and everything, but you have an opportunity to just glam up and have that picture that always reminds you of how beautiful you are inside. So I'd experimented with it when I was in the US with my friends. And that was actually one of the things that we used to do at Emerald Studio. Now, but coming in, you know how you come to the country and you're like, I'm gonna go and do all of this, but there's a way things happen. So interesting enough, my mother was also thinking of starting photography, but not really in a large scale, and it was because of demand. So where her shop was located in Mombasa, there was no other studio around there that could take passports. So she invested in a small Kodak printer, in which then she started the passports. And in fact, we still have that till today, just to remind us of where we started.
That's very important.
And that's how then Emeralds in Nairobi got to grow. So we started out in Mombasa. I happened to have been interested in the business, and then now we started it in Nairobi. And that's what it was, yeah.
Wow.
But I always wanted to do something different, yeah.
And how long was that? How long did you run Emerald Studios? And also, what did you study in the US? Were they related, or they were totally different?
No, they were very far from it. And I think this is one example of how God gives us diverse talents and to some extent callings, because interesting enough, professionally, I am in the healthcare industry. I'm a healthcare manager.
You see how you shocked me? Healthcare manager, baby. Yes. I would not have guessed that.
Yes,
really?
That's what I studied.
Okay.
And so even when coming into the country, I came to join a team to start out the health systems management program, a master's program at Kenya Methodist University. And it was a chance for me to transfer the knowledge that I gained in the US to start something new here. So in a lot of my professional circles, I am known as the healthcare expert, so to speak, or specialist. But then there was this other side of me that used to really just excite me. So I used to say that I have the opportunity to use both my left and right brains. The creative side, I would immerse in it, and it would be a totally different world. And then when I go into healthcare, it's all business, it's all academia. I mean, so yeah. But yeah, that's what I studied, and this was just came out as a hobby or just a passion. Interesting enough, not really realizing what the purpose of having that studio was, because the immersion into that industry opened me up to graphics, opened me up to colors, opened me up to creativity, opened me up to looking at life from outside the box, and those are the things that I'm using today. Yes. And then I realized that because I'm able to see the bigger picture, I'm able to strategize, I'm able to be creative from that aspect. That was nursed when I was managing Emerald Studio.
My goodness. Yes. I loved Emerald Studio, and I used to follow you around. I know you had. I think you started. I can't remember where we came. Do you
came to Timor? You came to Timor. Yes.
And then there was something about Karen. I don't think I came to Karen.
Yeah.
But I did come when you had Valley Arcade.
Yes.
Upstairs, and I did. And then all of a sudden, you just disappeared. I was like, what happened to Emerald Studios? But I had all the numbers, and they had my information. I used to really stress them. I used to tell them, I don't have a number, just look for me and send me my passport picture. What do you ask me all these questions about? So, so I always remember them, but there was something that struck up in my spirit with you. And now that we are where we are, now we know why.
Yes.
But we're going to hold that thought, and we shall definitely see you next week on Lifestyle Thursday as we get into part 2 and take this conversation to the next level. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.